I would say Berea College was really a great introduction of what America looks like. If you really come from any other part of the world and get to Berea without seeing anywhere else in the United States, you really have everybody represented at Berea College. And I think that is one of the greatest things about Berea. When I travel, and I tend to travel a lot, I meet a lot of people, and it really is very easy for me to have conversations with these people because mainly the experiences I had at Berea College. Berea College helped me shape my perspective when it comes to interacting with different people of different faith, of different color, of different perspectives, different nationalities. So I would say Berea has taught me a lot within the 2 years I've been here about race than my entire life in Somaliland. Interracial education means to me
everyone, regardless of their identity, ethnic group, has the ability to access education.
It's a space, a learning opportunity and platform where
you have blacks, you have whites, you have Latinos,
Arabs, Asians.
They are celebrated because of their differences and not despite of them.
Teaching about African American history, that means teaching about indigenous history, that means teaching about Latinx history, and just the different intricacies that help make up the American tapestry.
I understand the meaning of it, and that it's beyond just skin color, but more so of equality.
I think interracial education is incredibly important in this time because people are afraid and they're not even sure what they're afraid of.
Interracial education, it's people of more than one race learning together.
Respecting differences, but also finding that common ground is really important for interracial education.
Well, I think a lot of people think interracial education just means putting a whole bunch of people of different races in the same classroom. But I think for that to work, you really have to acknowledge and teach them like kind of the cultural significance or like the historical significance of why you are all together. But also, I think interracial education needs to be intentional. Making sure that you are acknowledging that people are coming from different backgrounds, different perspectives, and incorporating that into whatever lesson that you're supposed to be teaching.
People who are of more than one color who write these things and talk about these things, and it's not just from one perspective.
Maybe just showing people that what they're afraid of isn't what they think it is.
Making sure that I'm respecting what they're learning, not making fun of them in any way from what they know and understand.
To be in an interracial environment and to learn these things together and be uncomfortable is the best way.
Race is a social construct. I feel like to a certain degree you have to look past that to understand like who that person is in their essence of a human being.
History is all interracial. History will always be interracial. Communities haven't been interracial always, but they've turned to be, and they're going to be even more in the future.
Interracial education, aside from promoting unity, I also think if you're intentional about interracial education, it also celebrates the differences that people have. And having a celebration of cultures can really empower students to feel more confident in the classroom and outside of the classroom because it lets them know that their identity is acknowledged, and not only acknowledged, but also celebrated.
I'm still working on like, I guess trusting the process of interracial education, because as a Black person there are challenges. I've had challenges here, I've had challenges in high school, and I know there will be challenges in the future, but I don't want that to deter me from containing the good emotions and cultivating the good people around me. And it doesn't matter what their race is. Like, my sisters are white and they're some of my best friends in the world. I don't want my distrust of society and just the racial trauma to impact my relationships on like who I love most.
Now that I've had this experience, even just going to school here and having the focus be so much on interracial education, I feel like I see the world very differently than maybe even like my parents back home. And it's sort of like the next step, the next responsibility is to sort of try to share that with the people I know, to make sure that sort of like this mission never stops.
Berea College was founded as the first interracial and coeducational college of the South. And that spirit of interracial cooperation and interracial education has been a key component of what education is here since its founding, and it continues to this day. In fact, all education at Berea College is interracial education. One of the challenges to doing interracial education well is that we live in a society that divides us. Our society seems more divisive than it has been in recent decades. It's not enough to just read about the events of the past and to see the parallels in our world today, but we also really have to wrestle with how we are a part of the problem, how we continue the pattern, and really the everyday acts of resistance that we can use to create a more just and equitable world.